To quote the person who I'm picking, both who I want to win and who I think winning, I'm betting on black, and I'm going with Issa Rae.
Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black.
What's going on, you guys? James here with another real discussion, and yeah, just like you saw, I got a real friend today. His name is Nick, and we're going to talk all about the 2020 Emmys, who we think is going to win, and who we want to win in each of the major categories. He knows much more about TV than I do. Literally, I have like a list of TV shows I need to watch because of him. But hey, before we get into the discussion, if it's your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James. You're a part of the family now. So if you want to see more about movies and TV, go ahead and hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to tap on that bell as well to stay up to date with anything new. Kind of like my Umbrella Academy Season 2 spoiler review and a list of the top 5 shocking moments in this season. Guys, you're not ready. You're not ready for this season. I already have the spoiler-free review up on the channel. If you want to find it, it should be right at the top of the screen. And you guys go ahead and like this video because it does a ton to help out the channel. And comment down below and let me know what you think of our predictions. Do you think they're spot on, or do you have a different list? If anything, go ahead and throw your list down below. Alrighty guys, so let me waste no more time and let's get right into the discussion. What's going on, you guys? I have a very special guest to the channel. He's one of my best real friends because, you know, we're calling everyone real friends over here at the channel. His name is Nick, but Nick, don't let me introduce yourself. Go ahead and tell the good people who you are and where they could find you on social.
Hey everybody, my name's Nick. As he said, I'm all about TV, movies, and wrestling. You can find me on Twitter at Nikki Alexander with 2 R's, and then on Instagram at NickyNick305.
Yeah, he's not lying about TV. I mean, he's literally the most knowledgeable person I know when it comes to TV. He's catching me up on some classics. A Different World. What are some others you told me to catch up on, Nick?
You need to watch Mr. Robot.
Okay,
Definitely need to watch Mr. Robot. Homecoming, All American. There's just a lot out there that James hasn't watched, and we're going to try to get him. I'm making a list. So if you guys have recommendations, put it in the comments, and then I'll go through and add it to the list.
Let's go. Yeah, you guys go ahead and drop down all your predictions too, because today we're talking about the Emmys and all the nominees that were announced and who we think are going to win. Some people got snubbed. I don't have a list for snubs, but Nick, you said on Twitter that Mr. Robot got snubbed.
It's complete last season. Like, it's very crazy when you think about perfect television. And I know there was a lot of hype during its first season and second season, and then it kind of died away. But when you talk about like perfectly written, perfectly executed television, nobody was doing it quite like Sam Esmail. And so the fact that nobody got any type of nomination, not on the technical side or acting side, is crazy to me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I need to get into that show for sure, but I mean, it's sad that, you know, we have a great like lineup of shows that were nominated, but then there are always going to be those little shows, not little, I mean, Mr. Robot's a pretty big show, that are even going to be left out. So before we get into it, okay, so there are some quick facts. We talked about it before this recording, and Netflix got nominated for a record 160 nominations. Was HBO the one to like always like hold, you know, the record for the most nominations every year?
Typically, yes. They typically did used to have a large amount, and especially with Game of Thrones, like it was just consistent every year. You just knew HBO was going to have the most nominations. But so for Netflix to kind of come and be like, no, we're going to take that from you guys, I think it's setting a new wave for streaming when it comes to nominations.
No, you're absolutely right, because then I go down the list and I'm looking at Disney Plus. The Mandalorian got nominated for 15 Emmys, which is really surprising, but the service as a whole got nominated for 19. So one show literally made up the entirety of the nominations. And then there's HBO with 107. So that of course they're the top dogs. Like HBO, Netflix are top dogs, and then Apple TV Plus 18 nominations. Which, Nick, is that surprising, or did you expect that?
I'm going to say it's surprising only on the basis that Apple TV was not accessible to everybody. Like, of all the streaming services, when you think about like that kind of, especially initially, because it was almost like a lot of people were doing a free option. Like, you got it free when you bought a new iPhone, or if you had like the student plan, I think for Apple Music, you got it free. So I'm very surprised that they walked away with a few nominations.
Yeah, I mean, the morning show got the bulk of the nominations. I don't think any of the shows themselves got nominated. From what I read, I think it was just the acting, which I guess makes sense. Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston, those are big names. Prime Video, 30 nominations, Nick, which is real. I mean, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is nominated like 3 times in one category that we're going to go through. I mean, come on.
That's one show I need to watch. Like, I'm talking about you, but that's one show I need to watch because apparently it's great. Always nominated, always winning. Apparently, I need to get on that bandwagon.
You should. I mean, the first season is not too bad at all. I just have to continue with it. I've just been so busy with movies. Hulu got nominated 26 times, so that's the last one that I saw on the list. And Hulu, you said something before we get into the actual nominees and our predictions. There was one show that Hulu had with our favorite boy from X-Men First Class. God, his name escapes me right now.
Nicholas Holt. How can you forget him? He's a fellow Nicholas. You
yes.
can't forget him.
Yeah, he's great in that, right?
That show, because that was probably one of the first quarantine shows that like I watched and I binged when it dropped. So I want to say it dropped in April. Best role I've ever seen him in by far. It's hilarious. That show to me overall is hilarious because it's a period piece. And when you think period piece, you usually think drama, but comedy, hour-long comedy, just perfection. And Elle Fanning, even though she didn't get a lot of like recognition from it, I think critically she did, but necessarily not from people because, like I said, you have somebody like Nick Holt playing a very loud character, but what she does throughout the show, that's phenomenal. I'm very surprised nobody from that show got nominated.
Wow. No, yeah. So I think I should get on that because I do think, that show, like you said, it got like some hype at the beginning of quarantine, but I think it's because it was at the beginning of quarantine with everything going around, all the headlines, and it just kind of got buried. So I think it's something super special now. Nick, all right, we talked about who we kind of want to win and who we think will win, like before we decided to do this video. But what we're going to do is, guys, if you don't know, we're going to go through some of the major categories, the series, drama series, most outstanding comedy series, and then we're going to get into the actors, supporting actors, directing and writing. We're going to go through who we want to win and who we think will win. So Nick, okay. We'll start with Outstanding Comedy Series in 2020, and the nominees there were Curb Your Enthusiasm, Dead to Me, Insecure, Schitt's Creek, and that's not a curse word, mind you, okay? I'm not cursing there. The Good Place, The Kominsky Method, which I still need to see, and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Oh, and What We Do in the Shadows, which is based on the movie that Taika Waititi did on FX. Yeah. So, Nick, out of all of those, who would you say is, like, clearly going to win?
Okay, so I want to say clearly going to win because I feel like we kind of discussed this earlier. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, a critical favorite, critical darling, but I don't know. I'm leaning towards Insecure. One, they've been consistently overlooked by it, and with this whole new kind of Hollywood kind of yearn to show in displays of diversity. And Insecure got a lot of nominations. You had first-time nominations for, we'll get to later, but Yvonne Orji. Like, I feel like there's a lot more positivity within the industry towards Insecure, so I could see them potentially picking it up. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they picked it up. That being said, and I will say, I'll even go out and say, I do want Insecure to win. But The Good Place would also be a viable last season. This is their last chance to get nominated. They've always been well received by critics, but I don't necessarily know if they've actually won awards. They've been nominated for a good bit, but I don't know if they've actually won anything. This could be like a swan song type, oh, this is your last season, let's go ahead on and honor you with something.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. And actually, Insecure was my pick of who I want to win. So I definitely agree with you on Insecure being overlooked for almost everything, to be honest. I want them to win so badly, but if I had to pick one that I think will win, and this is because I don't know what it is, this show has this audience that is just in love with it. You know who I'm going to, Curb Your Enthusiasm, pardon my speech, but yeah, Curb Your Enthusiasm I think is definitely going to win, only because they've been off air for a little while, right? This is their first season in a few years, if I'm not mistaken.
It might have been. I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched it.
Same.
I've seen random episodes, but I haven't watched it, so I haven't continuously kept up. I know that they got renewed recently for another season, so they do have a chance to get back in here if they don't win. But yeah, I could see a Curb Your Enthusiasm type pick. Have they won?
I think they have, if I'm not mistaken. I think they've won Emmys in the past, especially Larry David. I mean, if not only just for writing,
I know they take so long off. I know, I know they don't come back necessarily every single year, so it's hard to remember. I feel like that show's been spread out over a good while now.
No, it really has. Okay, so just in case people are taking tallies at home, because we're gonna have to come back in September, dude, and we're gonna have to figure out if we've either won some or lost some in our predictions. So you want Insecure to win, right?
Yes. I feel like I'm also going to say they're going to win. I'm also going to say they're going to win. I don't know why, but I am.
Okay, so and on my end, Insecure is who I want to win, but Curb Your Enthusiasm is the show I think that will win. So I'm really curious. I have no idea I think that the comedy is tough because there's never a clear-cut choice, but I do think Insecure deserves it more than most, if I should say. Okay, so we're heading into Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series. This is one category you and I talked about because of Don Cheadle. So, Nick, do you want to take the lead on who you think will win this one?
Wait, okay. Can you run us through the nominations real quick? Just real quick.
Yeah, for sure. So Don Cheadle as Mo Monroe in Black Monday. Anthony Anderson as Andre Johnson Sr. in Blackish. Rami Youssef as Rami. Or is it Rami? I want to pronounce that properly, sorry. Eugene Levy as Johnny Rose in Schitt's Creek. Ted Danson as Michael in The Good Place. Michael Douglas as Sandy Kominsky in The Kominsky Method. Ugh, it's tough. It's tough, Nick.
So, who do I think will win? I think Rami will win.
Oh, good.
I do think he will win. I can't even say that I don't want him to win because, as we both discussed, I could start my campaign now. I just want to be his friend in real life, so we could start the campaign. So if anybody knows him, send him this video.
For sure. And I mean, listen, if it has to come through me first,
yeah.
Nick, you're a part of Real James. We'll just tell him you're a part of Real James.
I just want to be his friend in real life and hang out. But yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised. But Don Cheadle and Black Monday, that show is so crazy. I don't know why. Like, that's just like my probably underground favorite show that I've watched the past 2 years because it's just so crazy. But not a lot of people watch it, so that could work against him getting a nomination.
Right. Okay, so you want Rami to win, and you think he will win?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go with that. I think both actually.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So I'm split again, honestly. Who I want to win is Rami. I want him to win so badly, but I think Don Cheadle will win. I really do think he's going to take this one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's like Rami's just coming off the Golden Globe, really. Like, I feel like he has a lot of buzz. Once again, it's something that's critically acclaimed, but it also promotes diversity. So I don't know. I feel like there's a strong possibility to win. And shout out to him if he does win. Because I think he'd be the first like Egyptian/Muslim American.
Oh wow, that'd be groundbreaking then. Okay, that would be really cool. I would love to see that because you said the Emmys you think this year are going to promote a lot more diversity than in years past, right?
Well, I do. I mean, I want to say overall they've nominated a record number of like Black people. I want to say it was they account for like almost 35% of like the nominees, especially within the acting categories. So, I mean, they definitely are trying to put their money where their mouth is in their company's claims of diversity, employing more diversity throughout Hollywood. So I feel like the voting might lean towards that way.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm really hoping we get some surprises in this category too, Nick, because an outstanding lead actress in the comedy series, oh my god, our girl, Tracy Ellis Ross as Rainbow Johnson in Blackish. Then there's Linda Cardellini, who's actually a really great actor. She was the best part of Capone as Judy Hale in Dead to Me. Then Christina Applegate as Jen Harding in Dead to Me. And Issa Rae as Issa in Insecure. Catherine O'Hara as Myra Rose in Schitt's Creek. She does a fantastic job in that show. And then Rachel Brosnahan as Miriam Maisel in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. So, Nick, who do you want to win in this category?
Before that, because you said Linda Cardellini, and I can never not think of her except as the girl who took Corey from Topanga. She will always be her. Oh,
you're right.
At the Ski Lodge. That being said, I love her and I love Dead to Me. That's a great show. We should add it to your list. That's a great show. To quote the person who I'm picking, both who I want to win and who I think winning, I'm betting on Black and I'm going with Issa Rae.
Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody Black.
Like, I'm putting all my chips in on Issa Rae.
Yeah, I love, first of all, that video. I think it's great. But also, I think that, you know, she would be the one person that I would love to see win this, and I wouldn't be mad if she did. Although my pick for who I want to win is Tracy Ellis Ross. I think she is, I want to say underrated, but I don't think she gets her due with Blackish because Anthony Anderson is that, like, that personality that kind of takes control of the screen. Sometimes he takes command. But there's this one episode, and I think it actually spanned over a few episodes, in season 3 or 4 of Blackish. Do you remember when it got black and white? Like, everything was black and white, and it was really depressing. They were going through their separation.
They were going through the marriage troubles, yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's what solidified for me as Tracy Ellis Ross being the best actor on that show. And she consistently is the best actor on that show. So I would love to see her not only, you know, win this, but just take it and, like, wonderful fashion, although Issa Rae, I think, will probably have a really, really good shot. So I think, yeah, I would love to see Tracee Ellis Ross win it, and I think that Rachel Brosnahan will win this, though. And not just because Marvelous Miss Maisel, it's because, dude, you said in the beginning, this is a darling show, so if it doesn't win those series categories, like those big awards, it'll win in acting and maybe writing, too. So I think Rachel Brosnahan might take this, even though I would, I'd rather see Tracee Ellis Ross and Issa take it.
I agree. I feel the same way. I'm still betting everything in on Issa Rae, but I could definitely see what you're saying with that.
Yes. Alrighty, Nick. So we're getting into supporting actor in a comedy series. Have you seen the nominees list for this yet? Because it's tough.
I think I have. I believe I have. Read them off.
For sure.
I believe I have.
Andre Vrana as Captain Raymond Holt in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Our boy Mahershala Ali as how did they Sheik is Sheik proper? Can I say it like that? Is as Sheik Malik? Is that okay? I just want to make sure.
I want to say yes, but then I'm not of the community, so I do not want to offend anybody if that's not correct.
Yeah, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced this season, Rami. And Kenan Thompson and it literally says various characters, and of course, because he plays everything on Saturday Night Live. Daniel Levy as David Rose in Schitt's Creek. William Jackson Harper, he's so great as Chidi.
Amazing.
I can't pronounce the last name. I don't want to disrespect it. I feel bad, but in
the Good Place.
Chidi from the Good Place. Yeah. Alan Arkin as Norman Newlander in The Kaminsky Method. Sterling K. Brown as Reggie and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and we're not done. The last nominee is Tony Shalhoub as Abe Wiseman in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. So, Nick, we talked about it briefly last night, but who do you think is the clear-cut favorite, to win this if you had to pick one actor?
1 second, though. How many people were nominated in this category?
Oh, man.
Isn't this one the bigger one?
8. Wow. Yeah, 8 nominees. Wow.
8. I want to say at least half of them are surprisingly people of color, if not more, from the list that you just.
Oh, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. 1, 2, 3,
yeah.
4. Yeah, 5 more. It's
5. See,
wow.
Crazy. Mahershala Ali, 2-time Oscar winner, Golden Globe winner. I mean, it would be hard to bet against him. I feel very hard picking from this because I watch a lot of these shows in the comedy series. So it's would I love to see William win The Good Place? Love him in The Good Place. And I don't feel like he's necessarily been nominated before for it, even though what he does in that show is great. So I'll say I want William to win. I think Mahershala might win.
Okay.
But hold on. Because this is Schitt's Creek's last, go-round. So that very well Eugene Levy, right?
Actually, there are... Yeah, I think it's Eugene Levy. You're right. Yeah. Daniel Levy. Sorry, Daniel Levy.
Daniel Levy.
Yeah.
Father, son.
I know.
Daniel Levy. I think this might be a send-off. Hey, congratulations on job well done. Their show to me that didn't get their proper due until later on. I think with streaming and their earlier season being on Netflix, I think by the time the final season aired, a lot more people were aware and fans of them. So I could see this as a victory lap situation where he does week out a win. But I think Mahershala might get this.
Yeah, I would be totally okay with Mahershala. Yeah, I would be 100% okay with Mahershala. I think that, even though look, I don't want to say Kenan is going to take it for sure, but this is the first time I'm not split in who I want to win and who I think will win, because I do think Kenan is going to win and I want him to win. I don't know if he's ever won an Emmy. Has he, Nick? I don't think he has.
I don't think so. And I'd be happy for it because I've been a fan since all that. So would be really happy if he pulled that off. It would be a great success story. And he seems like somebody who just kind of stuck to the work. He didn't necessarily get caught up in being overlooked on Saturday Night Live when it came time for awards, because you had a lot of other cast members being nominated and winning awards, while he consistently was there putting in work and not necessarily being acknowledged. So if he did win, that would be great.
Yeah, I think you hit it right there, on the head, is that he is not always acknowledged for his greatness on that show. He has to take on so many different roles in one sitting that not many actors can genuinely pull off. And I think he is the only reason Saturday Night Live is staying afloat in this day and age. One of the only reasons.
Because I feel like from when he started, most of the people who started when he started, especially the successful ones, have already jumped ship and kind of left and ventured on to solo careers. I feel like he's kind of stayed throughout, and I'm like, I feel like that would be you're almost swaying me now to want him to win. The longer you have me, I was started to be I want him to win.
Sorry, Nick, I don't mean to take your choices away. So you want Mahershala to win, and you see him winning?
No, I think Mahershala will win. I won't be mad if William Harper, is that his name? William Lee
Yeah.
Harper from The Good Place. I won't be mad if he won. Like I would be happy if he won because I don't know, I love that show.
Okay, perfect. And I think Keenan's going to take it, and I do want him to win as well. So this is a good segue into the next category, which is probably my favorite category. And I honestly, most people are going to probably not agree with me saying this is a clear-cut choice, but we're getting into the supporting actress in a comedy series category, and I think there's one actress here that is the clear-cut favorite. And we'll go through the nominees just in case you haven't seen it, Nick. But Betty Gilpin as Debbie Egan in Glow, and she was also the best part of the movie The Hunt, which is a film that I hated. I hated The Hunt so much, but she's the best part.
I still need to watch it.
Yeah, you don't have to. It's okay. Yvonne Orji as Molly in Insecure. I love her so much. Kate McKinnon as various characters in Saturday Night Live. Cecilia Strong as various characters again in Saturday Night Live. Man. Annie Murphy. Oh, Annie Murphy's a good choice, by the way. Annie Murphy as Alexis Rose in Schitt's Creek. Darcy Garden as Janet in The Good Place. And there's more. Sorry. This is a huge category. Alex Borstein as Susie Meyerson in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And Maren Hinkle as Rose Weissman in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. So you remember what I told you about The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel getting a ton of acting nominees? I see them winning for some of those, but I can't lie to you. There's a clear-cut favorite here, Nick, and that's Yvonne Orji. I want her to win, and I think she's going to win. That's it.
Thank God, because when you said that, I was like, watch, this is going to be on the same page. We are on the same page. I watched this past season, and I watched social media go in on Molly every single Sunday, complaining about her and her actions. If that does not let you know how good her performance was, the fact that social media hated Molly every single Sunday at 10 o'clock, you knew that they were going in on Molly and her shenanigans with her friendship with Issa. Yvonne Orji completely deserves it. I cannot say enough good things about it. Like, that's who I want to win. That's who I'm going to claim I do think is going to win. Once again, putting all the chips in, like, Yvonne Orji, 1,000%.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm glad we're on the same page there because I think it's her time. You know, she's always been my favorite actor in Insecure. I mean, they're all great, but she's been consistently great. I don't know what it is about her character. I just feel like she's not Yvonne Orji, she's Molly. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be.
She jokes about having to separate that. She jokes all the time about having to separate that. And you'll see her randomly tweet it out. She's like, "My name is Yvonne. I'm not Molly. Y'all don't have to throw all that stuff at me on social media." So yeah, like I 1,000% agree with what you're saying. Yes, Yvonne Orji all the way.
Yes, I'm with it. Okay, so we're gonna get into Outstanding Drama Series, and the nominees are Better Call Saul, Killing Eve, Ozark, Stranger Things, which is super surprising because I don't think Stranger Things got nominated for anything other than this category, if I'm not mistaken. Succession, The Crown, The Handmaid's Tale, and The Mandalorian. Okay, Nick, so let me ask you a question. Have you seen The Mandalorian?
No, I'm on my Star Wars rewatch actually, guys, right now. I'm currently in the middle of episode 2, so no spoilers. So I haven't seen it because I kind of want to watch. I'll finish watching all the movies in order, and then I'm going to jump into The Mandalorian. So I haven't seen it. I heard people talking on social media. I guess I kind of say I heard mixed reviews in terms of like some people absolutely love it, some people found it fun. So I'm curious to hear how your take on it.
Okay, so I think The Mandalorian is a little overrated. And the reason I say it's a little overrated is only because I think it's good, but it never gets to being like consistently great, if that makes sense. I mean, people talk this show up like crazy, but I think that as the season went on, I hate to say it, but the second half of the season was really not that good. It was a little bland. It was boring. I haven't even put out a review for season 1, but honestly, it's a show that's always good and it never stays great. Like, there are moments that are great, but moments that are great don't make up a great show, if that makes sense. Okay, but back on topic. Nick, who do you want to win in this category?
I am all in on Succession. That is easily one of my favorite dramas that have come out in the last few years. Everything from the acting to the writing, like just everything is perfect about that. The whole cast could have been individually nominated as far as I'm concerned. Like, I'm going 1,000% in on Succession winning because I want to say they didn't necessarily get their just due at one of these award shows. Was it the Golden Globe? They might have won the drama for the Golden Globe, but it may be, I think, individually, some actors that I'm thinking of, they didn't get nominated, but I could definitely see them winning in the Emmys, and I want them to win.
I think Succession is going to win this category, but I do want to see Better Call Saul win. I love that show a lot. They've gotten their due. Trust me, they've won so many awards, but even though I'm not caught up fully on this last season, my goodness, it's just quality television. I think it started off really slow, and it took a couple of seasons to really find a consistent groove for a mainstream audience, but as a fan of Breaking Bad...
kind of like Breaking Bad.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say, just like Breaking Bad, you know, I mean, it's a show that is just now so amazing, and I've really enjoyed it. So I do want Better Call Saul to win, but I think your show here, Succession, is definitely going to win. Dude, they've been nominated for a lot of individual acting awards, as we're going to get into in a little bit. But let's get into lead actor in a drama series, Nick. This is really kind of hard. Also, I'm going to preface this, Nick. There are some categories I have question marks on, so I'm going to let you take the lead on those because I have not seen enough of these shows. So, outstanding lead actor in a drama series is Jason Bateman as Martin. Bird, I believe his last name is, in Ozark. Billy Porter as Pray Tell in Pose, which I haven't actually seen. Brian Cox as Logan Roy in Succession. Jeremy Strong as Kendall Roy in Succession. Steve Carell as Mitch Kessler in The Morning Show. And Sterling K. Brown as Randall Pearson in This Is Us. So, Sterling K. Brown was nominated for Mrs. Maisel, and then in the category for This Is Us, which is what we were talking about before. So, Nick, who do you want to see take this award home?
Jeremy Strong. He's the one I want to say was overlooked when it came time for nominations for Golden Globes. He kind of got overlooked. And Kendall Roy. You feel bad for him on the show, then you root for him, then you wonder, what are you doing? But his final scene of this past season, I'm no spoiler because I don't want to spoil anybody, but his final scene, it was just like, you did that. You deserve that. That being said, if Logan Roy won, the actor, Brian Cox, look at me calling people character names. If he won, I wouldn't be mad at it either. Hashtag Team Succession.
That's amazing. So who I want to win, Nick, is Jason Bateman for Ozark. I don't know if you've seen that show at all, but I've seen a few episodes. It's not my cup of tea, but I recognize his greatness in that show. It is insane. He transforms into this character. I mean, he's not Jason Bateman. And that's what's really nice, is that he gets into this role and he almost feels sinister. And I don't know, I haven't seen the other seasons. I don't know if he is sinister, but he has this really this bully vibe to him. And it's kind of scary.
I have heard a lot of good things about Ozark, so I'm very much I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled it out. I really wouldn't be. And also, I feel like dark horse candidate, and he's won it before, Sterling K. Brown. I know we talked about This Is Us, and you haven't gotten into it yet, but when I tell you he delivers every single episode, regardless if you like it or not, he delivers. So it's all one of those things where it's like, I could see that eking out. Who do I want to win? Somebody from Succession. Easily.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be mad about it.
Yeah, because my pick for who I think is going to win is Sterling K. Brown. I picked that even before you said that just now. I think he's going to take this. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does take it home, but I think it would be an awesome win for him because I think he's an excellent actor, honestly. Okay, so this next category, I'm not split on this next one. Just like we were talking about with Yvonne Orji, outstanding lead actress in a drama series. Nick, this is your girl. Zendaya as Rue in Euphoria was nominated. Jodie Comer as Villanelle, or I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm so sorry, in Killing Eve, that character's name. Sandra Oh, who's awesome, as Eve Polestri in Killing Eve. Laura Linney as Wendy Burt, who's amazing in Ozark, honestly. Olivia Colman as Queen Elizabeth II in The Crown, she's great. And Jennifer Aniston as Alex Levy in The Morning Show. So Nick, who do you want to see take this award home?
Zendaya. 1,000% Zendaya.
Yes.
Easy choice. Once again, somebody who was overlooked by the Golden Globes, and there's a bit of a little outrage online. People complaining about her not being nominated. So to see her kind of quote unquote vindicated and being nominated for an Emmy, I would be happy to see her go and take it all the way. There's something about that performance where it's because I've admired something she's done with her career, where she's made this transition from child actress to adult actress without having to go through this I'm an adult now stage forcefully. It kind of just feels like this is just this natural progression of life in somebody's career, versus other people, it seems like they have to go through their bad party phase or bad phase in order to be taken seriously as an adult. She's just kind of been gradually just went up and started going into more mature roles. So I'd be happy to see her win. No, we're not going big into Snubs, but there are two big ones that are kind of missing. And I would say Viola Davis for the final season of How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, man.
Nowhere to be found. Very interesting. And then Reese Witherspoon also not being nominated for The Morning Show. She wasn't nominated for a couple other things we could get to once we get to those categories, but that's interesting, her not receiving a nomination.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I mean, Nick, I think I'm pretty much in line with you like with what you're saying with Zendaya. I want her to win, but I think she'll also win because I think you're right. She's out of that phase where she has to prove to everyone that she's an adult now. I mean, and this is going to sound, I don't want to make any Marvel fans mad, but in Far From Home, Zendaya was the best part of that movie, Nick.
Agree.
Okay, thank God it's not like an unpopular opinion.
I'm glad her role is increasing.
Yes, and I think that's why she's going to win here.
Homecoming.
She's getting so much recognition, dude, and if not Zendaya, like if I had to pick another actress, I would say maybe Laura Linney for Ozark because she's really, really good. So I would probably say if not Zendaya, Laura Linney, even though Jennifer Aniston, I love her, so I think that she would be a great pick too, but I think Laura Linney if not Zendaya. Now this is, okay, this category, Nick, I put 3 question marks here. That means I have not seen enough TV. It's outstanding supporting actor.
I've seen them all.
Yeah.
Ooh, fingers crossed that I've seen them.
I hope you have too, Nick. Outstanding supporting actor in a drama series. Now, I know this actor. I haven't seen him in Better Call Saul, though. Giancarlo Esposito as Gus Fring in Better Call Saul. Nicholas Braun as Greg Hirsch in Succession. Kieran Culkin as Roman Roy in Succession. Matthew McFadden as Tom Wamsgans. Wow, that's a name. Succession.
Yes. Oh.
Oh boy. Bradley Whitford as Commander Joseph Lawrence in The Handmaid's Tale. Billy Crudup as Corey Ellison in The Morning Show. Dude, this is a very long list of nominees. Mark Duplass as Charles Chip Black in The Morning Show, and ending with Jeffrey Wright as Bernard in Westworld, who is freaking amazing. He would be my pick. I'd want him to win, but I can't tell you who I think will win because I haven't seen enough of these shows. So Nick, can you just take away this category?
So I haven't watched Westworld, so I can't comment on Jeffrey Wright other than saying he's brilliant in everything else I've seen him in. So I wouldn't be surprised that he would be great in Westworld. Once again, I'm going to go all the way in on Succession. Now, who am I picking? Probably Kieran Culkin. His role as Roman. So good.
Wow, I'm surprised.
So good. Like, I feel like you guys are not like so good. That being said, I feel like anybody could get it. Like this past season, Tom had a crazy little storyline. So did, the actor who plays Tom. There I go, just always referring to people in character. The actor who plays Cousin Greg, Nicholas Braun, 1000%. Like anybody in Succession could win it. I'm hoping they don't split votes. See, that's the thing. When you have people competing against each other so much, it's like same thing with Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Like I'm hoping that this stuff does not end up causing them to split votes and then nobody from the show wins. So I'm pulling for somebody from Succession to win.
Okay, so you're all chips in for Succession. So okay, cool. Yeah, so I need to watch that show because I have HBO Max. I have no excuse, right, Nick? You
don't. It's so good.
Okay, good. I might start that today, but listen, I got some stuff to record today, so don't hold me to it, Nick. Okay, so outstanding.
Catch you later. Like, have you started yet?
I know I'm gonna get that text while I'm working on and be like, "Oh, Nick, yeah, I'm just relaxing. Sure, I'll get right on it." Okay. So we're gonna move on to outstanding supporting actress in a drama series. Meryl Streep as Mary Louise Wright in Big Little Lies. I didn't know she was in that show, so super surprising. And also Laura Dern in Big Little Lies. I didn't know she was in that show either. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. That's another one you have to watch. What are you doing with your life?
Clearly making videos with you. That's what I'm doing with my life. Fiona Shaw in Killing Eve. Julia Gardner in Ozark, who is really good in that show, Nick. She's really good. Sarah Snook in Succession. Helena Bonham Carter in The Crown, which is I didn't actually know she got nominated, so I guess I didn't go through this list too in depth, but Samira Wiley in The Handmaid's Tale, who's actually really, really good in that show as well. And my favorite, I'm not going to lie to you, Thandie Newton as Maeve in Westworld. I know you haven't seen Westworld, Nick, but let me tell you, season 1, I was like loving everyone. Every single performance was great. And then in season 2, I'm like, man, Thandie Newton's really, really good. And then this past season, can't lie to you, Nick, Thandie Newton is the only reason that this show is something that I am consistently interested in. She is not only the person I want to win, but she's the actress I think will win. She's just fantastic. And I mean, I don't think people talk about Thandie Newton enough, Nick. I think she is one of those actors that is able to just take on so many different roles and do them very, very well. Like, this is so different for her. In Westworld, she's not only sinister, but she's also humane. And I've seen her in different movies and TV shows, and I feel like she's never done Maeve before. So that's why I love her, how she like blends into this role, and I think she's going to win, and I want her to win so badly. What about you?
There has been a resurgence of love for Thandie Newton. Love her, always loved her. she recently had an article come out where she basically kind of detailed and chronicled a lot of stuff going on in her career and just in general, like, just seems like a great overall person. So I would not be mad about her winning. That being said, the two names that stuck out to me the most was Sarah Snook, because Siobhan Roy, everything on that show. Everything. And then Laura Dern, Renata. This is not a spoiler, but when she stood in that bathroom on the phone talking, I won't say who she was talking to because that might be a spoiler, but she yelled, "I will not be rich." I felt that so much. And I was just like, give her all the awards, because Laura Dern is brilliant in Big Little Lies. And that's a show where you're surrounded by heavy hitters when it comes to actresses, and actors. So for her to always stand out, like, she's doing something right. So I feel like one of those two might pull it out. And I wouldn't be mad if either one of them did.
So if you had to pick one that you think will win, would you say Laura Dern?
Yeah, because you don't know why I would say that? Because Big Little Lies, the second season, obviously didn't sweep the way the first season swept with nominations. So they probably won't sweep the way the first season swept with wins. So I very much can see them being kind of like, oh, we'll give it to you, because she didn't win the first go-round, even though she was brilliant the first season too. So I could kind of see this being like, okay, they get one award for their second season, and then we also get to award somebody who wasn't nominated the first go-round. So I could see her winning. But don't sleep on Sarah Snook or Sandy Newton, because I feel like those could be dark horses who could definitely win and take it.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you're right. And so is Big Little Lies another show I need to add to my list. I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah, without saying. And it's short. I think each season is only 8 episodes. So.
Oh, yeah, we had talked about that. And then I was like, Nick, why is it so short? And you said go to IMDb and see how many A-list actors.
Like, the top, like, they don't have time. Like, they have movies and other shows to do. Like,
you're right. All right, so we're going to transition into Outstanding Directing for a Comedy Series. This is one, I'm not going to lie to you, Nick. I don't have question marks, but I'm not confident in my picks, only because I haven't seen enough of these individual episodes. I've seen the shows, I just haven't seen them all the way to its completion. Because Modern Family, for example, is nominated for Finale Part 2. And then you have Rami nominated for Mia Khalifa.mov, which is a crazy freaking episode. Oh, I don't. Nick. Schitt's Creek for Happy Ending, another season, or series finale, excuse me. And then The Great, nominated for its pilot episode. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, nominated twice for Marvelous Radio and its comedy or cabbage. And then Will and Grace, surprisingly. I haven't seen them nominated anywhere else so far, for We Love Lucy. So, Nick, if you had to choose one that you absolutely think is going to win, who would it be?
I feel like that might be Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. We talked a lot about Insecure sweeping up in the other comedy categories, or at least wanting them to win. I feel like this might be where it's like, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, we still want y'all to know that y'all doing good work. So that might be where they win. They've nominated for 2 awards, so if they don't cannibalize themselves, I definitely could see them winning. That being said, The Great, all about The Great. Like, they didn't get a lot of nominations and love, so I definitely would be happy if they pulled through with that, because the pilot episode is what stuck it, because it's an hour-long comedy, so for you to stick through something, like, they have to know what they're doing to keep you entertained for an hour. So I'm just like, I'm going all in on The Great for that. That's who I want to win. But I definitely could see Mrs. Maisel, they probably might pick that out.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't lie to you, dude. I am using my best guesstimation here with who I think is gonna win. So, who I think is gonna win is Modern Family. You and I were talking about Modern Family and how it has legs, and like you said, this is a show that not many people are still on board with because everything kind of feels samey, and we both agreed on that. But I do think that it'll win for Finale Part 2 because of how big the show is. So if I had to really just try to guess, well, it's Modern Family who I think is gonna win, but I would want to win Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek, I don't think gets enough love. That show is really, really funny, and I think that they have a strong chance of winning. I think it's going to be the finale episodes, Nick. I don't think we're going to see the pilot episodes or the episodes in between.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say Rami. I thought you were going to say you want Robbie.
I was thinking about it.
Shout out to my new best friend, Rami. No, shout out to
Oh, yeah, sorry. Shout out, Rami. We got to do that. I want like a sound effect button every time, just like those horns in music. Okay, so let's get into...
We support you here, yeah.
We do. Let's get into Outstanding Writing for a Comedy Series. Again, Schitt's Creek nominated twice. Happy Ending and The Presidential Suite. The Good Place, nominated for Whenever You're Ready. The Great, again, nominated for The Great. Ghost, the episode in What We Do in the Shadows, was nominated. Again, What We Do in the Shadows, On the Run. And Nick, What We Do in the Shadows, collaboration. I didn't roll my eyes because I don't want them to win. I roll my eyes because How does one show get 3 nominations, Nick? Have you seen that before in a single category?
You know, no, but you want to know when that used to happen? Actually, at the Oscars for Best Original Song, Disney used to have a lot nominated, and that's why I think when they capped it on like 2 songs per movie could be nominated. So
Okay.
they award shows do sometimes get a little tired of it too.
Yeah, so I honestly just genuinely don't understand, Nick, how one show can get nominated 3 times. But if I'm going to make a bet, since I have question marks for this section too, I'm going to bet on What We Do in the Shadows because, hey, it's got good odds. They got three choices, but they might split votes, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing. I'm going to take a page from your book from what you said about the last category we just did. I'm going to say The Good Place because that was their finale episode. And it was actually really good. It was really good, really emotional, kind of tugged on the heartstrings while still being funny. I could see that. I could see them sneaking it out. Like, that would be a nice little send-off for them as well. Another show that was kind of a critical darling, but never necessarily got the award recognition it deserves. So I could kind of see them.
So you want them to win? You think they'll win?
Yeah, I'm going with that. Well, what episode of The Great was it?
Oh, it just said The Great. It didn't say pilot. It just said The Great. So it might be the pilot. They just forgot to add that on the website.
Nice. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and give it to The Good Place. Like, that's who I want to win, because they deserve it.
Okay, perfect. So, Nick, we're in the final stretch now. Outstanding directing for a drama series.
We're in the end game now?
Oh, I like that. Hey, you know what's funny? I watched that movie with my dad again yesterday, and it still holds up, Nick. 5 out of 5 every time. Strong. Okay, so outstanding directing for a drama series. Oh boy, Nick, I have not seen this show, and you're probably going to get mad at me. Homeland, Prisoners of War on Showtime. I hear it's good. I don't know if you've seen it.
I'm not mad because I don't watch it. My mom does. I don't.
Oh, thank God. All right, so Mama Nick is going to get so mad. All right, Ozark for Fire Pick, excuse me. And then Ozark again for Sukasa es mi casa. Then Secession for Hunting. Secession for This Is Not for Tears. Again, this is for directing, so not just writing. The Crown for their episode Aberfan. And then The Crown again for Cri de Coeur. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. The morning show for the morning show. Excuse me. Sorry, The Crown is just messing me up today. The Interview on Apple TV Plus. So Nick, I don't know who I want to win, but who I think will win. I'm gonna go with The Crown. No, you know what, Nick? Now that I'm looking at it, it might be Homeland. The reason I say that is because Ozark got nominated twice. Secession, what? Twice. And The Crown, twice. So if we're gonna go off our best instincts here, what did you say at the beginning of the show? That if you split votes, you're probably not going to win. If you get nominated multiple times in one category, it looks good for the nominees, but for an award, you might have to split votes. So I'm gonna go with Homeland. I think Homeland will take this one. And do I want them to win? Yeah, sure, why not? Honestly, Nick, what do you think?
Once again, I'm going all in on Succession. I don't know which episode I want to win more, but that's where I'm at. I don't know. That show to me is just so great. It's easily one of the best dramas for me in the past 5, probably 10 years that I've seen. Especially that HBO produces. Like, just so top notch. Like, Succession all the way.
Yeah, I again, man, I need to get on this show so badly, Nick. I'm so sorry that it's not that I didn't come prepared. It's just that, well, I'm getting cultured every day, Nick. So, I'm getting into all these shows every single day. So, Nick, we're into the last category that I have planned, but I did want to talk about limited series if it's cool. Is it cool with you?
Yes, I definitely want to talk about limited series.
Okay, so before we get there, let's get into outstanding writing for a drama series. Better Call Saul got nominated 2 times for Bad Choice Road and Bagman. Ozark got nominated 3 times for Fire Pink, Boss Fight, and All In. Secession got nominated for This Is Not for Tears, and The Crown got nominated for Aberfan. So we've seen some of these episodes also get nominated for Best Directing. Now that they're getting nominated for Best Writing, do you think your choice changes? Do you still ride with Secession, or are you going to go somewhere else with this one?
I'm going to say I'm going to go for like Succession, and then specifically This Is Not for Tears, because then that adds a little bit more. Because then I go back to what you just said as far as like a few of the shows are nominated against each other, like their own show has multiple nominations. I feel like that opens the door even easier for Succession. I'm just like trying to be a part of the Roy family dynasty at this point, and I'm just trying to get in. So I'm going to keep on saying Succession.
Okay, so Succession for you. Perfect. I think for myself, I'm actually going to give it to The Crown here. I would like to see them win because so far we haven't picked one single award in favor for The Crown or any of the actors or actresses in that show. So I think that if they're gonna get an award, dude, it's got to be maybe a more technical award like writing. So I think that Aberfan gets the win here, and I would like to see them win. You know, got to show some love to The Crown. So, outstanding limited series. The nominees are Little Fires Everywhere on Hulu, Miss America, Unbelievable, which I haven't seen. It's unbelievable. Unorthodox, and Watchmen on HBO. Nick, I'm going to be honest with you right now, all right? Watchmen is one of the best, if not the best, limited series that I might have ever seen, dude. It is unreal. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen it?
Perfect. It's perfect.
It's there's nothing wrong with it. The only thing I have an issue with, Nick, maybe is the ending. But the thing is, even then, I think the ending serves the plot very well. It was just my expectation. I expected something different, but I can't place my expectation. And I think it's, you know, definitely unfair to do that.
Being reasonable about that. Look at you being. I wish more Game of Thrones fans had that same perspective. Anyway. But
so I definitely want to see them win, and I think they will win. Also, can't lie to you, Watchmen is one of the most timely limited series that I might have ever seen too. It's super timely, dude.
It educated a lot of people on stuff that they were not aware of within America.
Yeah, like on Black Wall Street. No one knew about Black Wall Street before Watchmen.
Like the general public was completely unaware about that. Unfortunate, but they were. And I like the fact that they use it as a teaching tool. I want to say they made it free on Hulu for people to watch, at least the first episode specifically on the anniversary of the whole massacre in Tulsa. I want to say that they made it free. They had a marathon on HBO that day. Like, they really did a lot as far as using it. That being said, while I think Watchmen will win, and part of me wants it to win, Little Fires Everywhere.
Oh, man.
That was like that was as close to appointment television as you can get in this digital streaming age, because it drops every Wednesday. So, like, regardless of when you watch it, I was like, oh, gotta watch it Wednesday. We were working from home, and I would have people in teams, like, being like, did you see the episode yet? I was like, no, let me go watch it. Like, that was as close to, I think, appointment TV as I've had in a while in terms of streaming, where everybody was like, you have to see it. Like, Little Fires Everywhere, Kerry Washington, Reese Witherspoon, perfection.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I think I need to get into that show too, Nick. But, I mean, hey, if there's one thing we learned is that I don't watch enough TV throughout all these predictions, but I watch enough to be able to talk to you about this. So, Nick, we went through all the major categories. We're basically pretty much in a line for most of this. I cannot wait to see how the Emmys will pan out and what they'll do with the show. This is not anything we talked about prior to, you know, recording this, but Nick, what do you think they're going to do with the Emmys? Is it just going to be maybe one or two presenters at a time and no one's going to be in attendance? Or do you think they're still hoping to have like a live audience for the show in September?
I don't think there's a live audience, because I heard, like, I don't know if she was being sarcastic, but Issa Rae was like, I'm having a parking lot party, like whatever for it. So I don't think that they're going to have a live audience. If anything, it's probably going to be like a telecast style. The daytime Emmys, they kind of did it virtual, where it's just like they read stuff off, and then it cut to, like, I guess everybody was on a live screen when their team came on, and you cut to whoever won or whatnot versus there. So I feel like it'll probably be a similar thing, which is unfortunate for first-time nominees, because there were a lot of them this year, but it's just like, you know what? Good on you.
Yeah, because listen, the award never has an expiration date. You have that forever, man, so no one can come at you for that.
You will always be Emmy nominated or Emmy winning. You will always be that. So
that's right.
Regardless if you won in front of an audience or just in front of your couch, you will always be an Emmy nominee /winner.
That's awesome. Yo, Nick, I think that concludes this wonderful video that we just did. So Nick, thank you so much for taking time to just go through all your predictions and who you want to win and who you think will win. So Nick, one more time, just in case anyone skipped through the entire video to get to the end, where can they find you on social?
Thank you again for having me. You guys can find me on Twitter at Nikki Alexander, NickYALexanderR, and then on Instagram at NikkiNick305. Nikki with 2 I's, NickYYNick305.
Awesome, and I'll make sure to put that in the description below as well. Nick, once again, thank you so much, brother. I can't wait to do this again.
Thank you, of course.
Well, there you have it, guys. Those are our predictions for the 2020 Emmys and the major categories that we went over. It was so much fun. Nick, thank you so much again for being a great real friend and joining me for today's video. Again, if you haven't, guys, go ahead and hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel for more about movies and TV just like this. Tap on that bell as well so you stay up to date with anything new that drops. And if you haven't already, like this video and comment down below and give me your list. Who do you think is going to win in this year's Emmys, and who do you think is going to lose? And this is going to be really interesting. Alrighty guys, well, hey, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening.